me about any of these things up here, raise your hand. Okay, let's go to Jackson. Jackson, which one of these do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about Kicking King and Pumpkin Chess. Kicking King and Clever Cat.
All right, so tell your friends about Kicking King and Clever Cat.
Well, I just did them on my Letterland.
Yeah, but tell us the story.
Remember? I don't know what the story was.
Well, where do they go? Mrs. Peterson has them over here for a reason. They only ever go at the...
They start at the end.
They go at the end, and Clever Cat likes to watch Kicking King do what?
I don't know, kick or something.
Yes, he does like to watch him kick, and if you put Kicking King at the front of words, he might accidentally kick something. My goodness. Thanks, Jackson. All right, what else can you tell me about some of these things that you see up here? Johnny, which one of these do you want to talk about? Yes, he does. She does say, there, and then she says, it's only thunder. So we have two sounds. We have the V and the sound for Talking Tess and Harry Hatman. Thanks, Johnny. That was really good. All right. Anything else? We had two new guys up here too. Ellison? Oh, I muted myself. That wasn't what I wanted to do. I said we have two new friends up here. Ellison?
Fix-It Max makes the sound.
Yeah, we hear his sound at the end of words a lot like we hear Kicking King and Clever Cat at the end of words. And that's going to be our small group lesson today, is listening for the difference between Fix-It Max at the end and Clever Cat and Kicking King at the end. So let's all do Fix-It Max's motion and his sound. Ready? One more time. Good job. Thanks for sharing. And what is special, this is our last friend, what is special about Imp Inc, Olivia? He does have ink in his little jar here. He is an ink jar. Miss Atwood, can you get the poster out to help my friends remember? Yep, that one right there. There's something special about Imp Inc that goes along with Annie Apple. Just like Annie Apple had a special thing about her, Imp Inc is another one of our vowels. Can you say vowel? Vowel. So Annie Apple, we needed her in all of our words because she was a vowel. Now we need Imp Inc in all of our words because he is a vowel. So let's go ahead and make that sound like something is icky and sticky. Ready? Very good. So remember, you can get on the Letterland site if you want to hear Fix-It Max's story, Imp Inc's story, or any of the other stories that we've been working on. But Miss Atwood and I thought we would act out a story to remind you about something that Johnny already shared. So I'm going to be Harry Hatman, and my friend Miss Atwood is going to be Talking Tess. And Miss Atwood, we actually need to switch places. I want you to go ahead and come over here. And I think this goes really well with some of the things that might happen today. If I'm Harry Hatman, I'm going to go, oh no, it's too loud. I don't like the thunder.
There, it's only thunder.
Oh, and then we sit next to each other so that Talking Tess can keep Harry Hatman company while there's a storm, just like we see in this picture up here. So let's make those sounds. I want you to unmute. We're going to sit next to each other. Okay? Go ahead and unmute. And I want you to pretend that you are Talking Tess. Say, there. It's only thunder. Now make just the sound in there. Ready?
There.
Okay, now make just the sound in thunder. Ready? Very good. Thank you. Thanks, Miss Atwood, for being an awesome talking test. We'll put you back. You go down here next to Uppy Umbrella. Good job. All right. So we are going to need all of these sounds today in order to be a word detective. Today is Word Detective Day. So remember, when we are a word detective, our job is to look for some of our word family words inside of sentences. So I'm going to read these sentences to you first, and then we're going to go back and remind our brain about what our word families are so that we can look for them in our sentence. Our first one says, Fix It Max can fix 6 bikes in 1 day. Holy moly. Close your eyes for a second. Let's visualize. I'm going to read it again, and I want you to picture what Fix It Max is doing. Ready? Fix It Max can fix 6 bikes in 1 day. Holy moly. Hold up 6 fingers. He can fix 6 bikes. So we're going to come back to that sentence in just a minute and look for some of our word family words. But let's come down here. Check out who's starting this word. It's their name. Noisy Nick hits the tin can with a stick. That does not surprise me out of Noisy Nick, because he's always banging on stuff. So close your eyes and picture that with visualizing. Noisy Nick hits the tin can with a stick. Oh, that's tricky. So if we were going to be looking for word family words in here, some of my words might have this family in it. So try and remember the family, because I'm going to ask one of you. This says win, pin, thin. What did all of those words have in common? Win, pin, thin. If you know, raise your hand. Theo, what did all those words have? You're right.
Good job.
And the letters that I need to make in are Imp Inc. and Noisy Nick. So I've got in as one of my families, the in family. Okay? Let's look at these words. We've got pick, thick, kick. What did all those words have in them? One more time. Pick, thick, kick. All of them had who? Ellison?
Imp Inc, Clever Cat, and Kicking King.
You got it. I like the way you said all of them. So Imp Inc's got to move from here to here and join Clever Cat and Kicking King to make the Ick family. So we had in, ick, and now we have one more. I bet you can guess. Take a look. We have 6 and fix. What do those words both have? Let's go to my friend. Jameson, what do those words both have for a word family? Jameson, I need you to look super duper carefully at the middle and the end. They both have Fix-It Max at the end and Imp Inc. So Imp Inc's gonna bump over here, you're right, and go with Fix-It Max to make the Ix family. Thanks, Jameson. Okay, so now that we have all of our families, I'm gonna take Imp Inc out, and I've gotta put him on some new cards for our vowels, because before I had Annie Apple cards, and Annie Apple is not our vowel anymore. So I have to write Imp Inc's letter 3 times. So I want you to make that sound as I write it. Ready? I. 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 Oh my goodness. So we'll stick her in there. So now we know what colors we need to be our word detective. Let's go back to our sentences and see if we can find some of these families. Read this sentence with me. Fix it Max can fix 6 bikes in 1 day. If you see something that I should use my highlighters for, raise your hand. Ooh, Serenity. Go ahead. What's a word you found?
X.
You see the letter X somewhere?
Yeah.
Where? What's the word?
Looks like I in the first one.
Right here at the very beginning?
Uh-huh.
So say the sound so that you can figure out the word. Ready?
Fix.
Ix.
Max.
So fix. I'm going to highlight fix because it fits in that Ix word family. Very good, Serenity. I like the way you saw that. Okay? Still got more though. Olivia, what did you find?
Fix.
Ooh, you see it again over here because he's going to fix 6 bikes. So I have to be careful and color it in there too. Thank you. Let's go to my friend Johnny. I haven't heard from Johnny in a while. Do you see a word, Johnny?
In family.
Right here, the in family. You're right. That word is a word all by itself. So I'll go ahead and color it pink for my in family. Thanks for sharing, Johnny. What about Rakaya? Rakaya, do you see one of the words for my word family?
Yeah.
What do you see? Ooh, we're not at this sentence yet, but you're right. I will have to color in Nick's name. I want you to look carefully at this word, Rakaya. Can you figure that one out for me? Ooh, that would be with Clever Cat and Kicking King in it. This one says X, like the number 6. Can you say that to me?
6.
Good job. Thanks, Rakaya. So I want to point out that we didn't highlight anything in Max because Annie Apple was in that word and not Imp Inc. So we didn't have to highlight that. And when I say the word bikes, it sounds like Fix-It Max would go at the end of bikes, but really it's Sammy Snake making it mean more than 1. So we didn't need to highlight anything in bikes, even though we heard that sound at the end. Let's go to this sentence. Read that one with me. Noisy Nick hits the tin can with a stick. Who could I highlight in that sentence? Let's go to my friend Mr. Jackson. Jackson, who could I highlight there?
Hey, you forgot an I and right there.
Here? it would need to be pink in this word. Can you read this word to us, Jackson?
In.
Well, it has a T in the front, so it says in. Tin. It's what a can might be made out of sometimes. Tin. It's like a special kind of metal. Good job. So I would highlight the in tin. Thanks, Jackson. What about, oh, back over to Serenity. Yes, Serenity.
CK.
Oh, at the end of what word? Are you looking at the beginning of our sentence or at the end of our sentence? Because I see CK in 2 spots. Yes, in Nick, I hear the ick sound. Ick. So I would highlight the ick in Nick. You got it, smart cookie. Okay, do we see any more? Noisy Nick hits the tin can with a stick. Anything else? Allison's got it. What do you see, Allison?
Stick.
Yes, stick. The I-C-K at the end says ick. So we would highlight that. You guys are going to have some different sentences. This one will stay the same. You'll still see Noisy Nick up there, but there'll be some other sentences for you to highlight as our word detective. The last sentence on the activity is missing a word because I want you to read the sentence and think, what word could I put here? And it doesn't have to go with our word families. It can be any word that you want. Just stretch the sounds on your rubber band and write what you hear. Since you're in 1st grade, it doesn't have to be spelled correctly. I just want to know what sounds you have in whatever word you're trying to spell. Does that make sense, Miss Atwood?
It does.
All right. We are going to break into 2 groups so that we can keep working on Fix It Max and Clever Cat and Kicking King. So some of you are going to go with Miss Atwood, and some of you are going to stay with